Sup my dudes, Valk here, and today I'm going to be talking about what makes Anime Royale different from Anime Adventures, Anime Odyssey, Anime blah blah blah, Anime this, Anime that. What makes this game different? What unique mechanics does this game have to make you basically want to play it over the others, right? So we're going to be talking about that today, and I'm going to be discussing with you guys some advanced mechanics and some things to consider whenever you're considering building a team inside Anime Royale. So the very first thing I want to point out is a lot of you guys probably aren't going to know this, and people who don't see this video are going to be really confused on why the boss HP always changes. But the boss's HP is decided by the damage you dealt. So whenever you're making a team, you got to consider, is a unit going to be mostly multi-hit? Is a unit going to be mostly single hit? Like Shanks, for example. We'll use Shanks so I can show you guys what I mean by how high the boss's HP can get. So this is probably going to be a little bit of a longer video because I do want to show you guys what I mean. We're going to use Shanks because, like I said, he's going to be able to really showcase how high the boss's HP can get. And then we're going to use Kaneki because he is a multi-hit on placement that's going to basically carry us. So we're not going to have, you know, crazy high values there. Then I guess we could just bring, it doesn't really matter. We can just bring Nami. These two alone will basically be able to carry it. But I just want to show you guys the boss mechanics and exactly what makes us different. And hopefully you guys are as interested in this as I am, because I really like in-depth stuff like this. I really do. And it's why I made sure to try to integrate some of that into a game like this. We're going to go bean, and then we're going to do 2. I gave myself a whole lot of beans. So now we're going to go here. We're going to pick our unit. We're going to here. We're going to add all, feed, and then sure, feed her as well. Alright, so then we're going to, I guess we can also bring along, we have a Monarch Moderate, right? We can bring him along just for the funnies, because he's also single hit when he's max upgrade, so you guys can see exactly what that can do. So we're going to do 2 runs here. We're going to do 1 run of Shanks just giga juicing the hell out of it, and then we're going to do another run of Kaneki so you guys can see the difference. Actually, I should probably do Kaneki first, so yeah, you guys will get the idea like that. The other unit we're going to want to bring is Croc. Croc is Giga Turbo broken right now. He's going to get his SPA changed a little bit on the final upgrade because we did lower all the SPAs based on your guys' feedback, or not your guys' feedback, but based on the YouTubers' feedback. We did lower every SPA or every higher SPA in the game. So I do still need to push some of them. Like, I'm going to revert Croc's SPA. I'm going to be straight up with you because the way Croc was balanced, if Croc has a good SPA, there's no way to ever power creep him. He's just going to always be the best slow unit in the game, period, while also being an epic. That's not really good. So yeah, that definitely is gonna get changed 100%. So first off, we're going to go ahead and put down stabs. Actually, no, wait, we want to do Kaneki first. True, we're gonna put Kaneki down first. We're gonna go ahead and focus on our Nami, and we're just going to let Kaneki kind of do his thing. Kaneki is going, we can put down, because Kaneki's 4 placement, we don't have Monarch on him, we can go ahead and put down 4 Kanekis. We're going to do that, and you can see I'm not really stacking too much around the spawn, because if they're getting killed on spawn, I don't want Kaneki basically doing overkill damage. So here's what I was talking about with multi-hit versus single hit. So the way the boss's HP works is it's based off your total damage dealt, which you can't see right now in the top right, but I hope that gets added soon. I don't exactly know, but it's based off your total damage dealt, meaning multi-hit targets will not generate overkill, and if they do generate overkill, it won't be a lot, because the way Roblox as a system works, not Anime Royale, but the way Roblox works itself, is it's going to record the last hit you do on the enemy as total damage. So let's say you hit a 500 HP damage, or a 500 HP enemy for 40k damage. Well, now that you have done 40k damage, you didn't do 500 damage, which was the HP of the enemy, you did 40k damage. So this is where multi-hits come into play, because you can see multi-hits are only hitting for 500 of proc, meaning that if you use multi-hit units and you use them to good effect, you're going to go ahead and be able to basically mitigate how much overkill damage you're doing. The other thing that's going to help is not placing your units all up front. You're really going to want to try to space your units out and buy time and spacing for your units to properly do multi-damage hits so they're not hitting the same target and generating overkill HP. This isn't going to come up too much in story mode whenever you're playing it. This is more so going to come up in things like infinites, as well as other things of that regard, right? This is going to come up in stuff like that, where you're basically going to have to try to pay attention and mitigate enemies or the boss's HP if you want to go really, really far. Because let's say you go into an infinite and you're just stacking, basically, like, let's say you're using Madara. Madara is a really, really hard hitter. He does one single hit on his final upgrade, and it hits like a truck. Madara is a very, very heavy hitter with a single hit. So if you use Madara inside the infinite and you use him up front, you're pumping 20 waves of overkill damage into the very first boss you see. Good luck killing that thing. You're going to have a lot of issues killing that boss because, like I said, the boss will always, and I do mean always, be based off the amount of damage you deal. So you want to try to mitigate your total damage dealt. So it is very funny to have giant attack stats, and they will be very helpful because no matter what you do, these bosses are going to come out of the stage way beefier than any enemy you have seen in the entire run. And they're always going to be scaled to your ability as a player. If you don't have the insane game-winning traits, if you don't have Monarch on everybody, you're not going to go against a fat boss. You're not. Like, the boss is going to scale to you as a player. So you're not going to go against these crazy, insane bosses. Instead, you'll go against something much more manageable that you can probably handle with your units. I have been working my butt off to tightly balance this game to the point where anybody of any capability can pick it up and play it. I don't want people to feel left out just because you're not that good at tower defenses or whatever. So there's different difficulties. If you go on hard mode, the boss will be insane. I promise you. If you go on easy, the boss will be so easy you could do whatever you want. I've beaten stage 1 on easy with the 2 level 1 rares you will start the game with, which is Vegeta and Naruto. You will start the game with these 2 rares, and I have beaten level 1 easy with those 2 units alone. It is so easy to beat through the easy stages that you don't even need to worry about it. So I wanted to make sure to be as inclusive as possible to players of all skill levels. So I came up with this formula that basically is based off of the player level. Not the player level, not like your literal level, but how good you are as a player or how much damage your team deals, etc. So it accomplishes 2 things. One, even whenever you're carrying somebody, the boss will still be a challenge unless you're playing on easy, then boss probably won't be. But if you're trying to carry somebody through hard, odds are the boss is still going to be somewhat challenging for you to actually go against. And 2, it makes it so anybody at any level of play, no matter if you got the worst units in the game, if you didn't get lucky, you don't feel left out. You feel like you still can play the game, you feel like you still can progress, and that's a really, really big point I wanted to make in going forward with the balancing of the game, that everybody feels like they can play. Now, I will say this. I know I just said everything about being inclusive to players of all skill levels. You do have to understand the base mechanics of the game to not get absolutely rolled. You do have to understand the game at a very, very base level, at the very least, to not have an awful time, I'd say. Because if you don't understand and you try to play it like every other tower defense, and you let's say I take my Kaneki, right? Instead of putting him down here where he's covering these lanes both ways, that way he's shredding shields, he's shredding enemies, he's doing all this stuff. If instead I do this, and I put him right here, and I have this really terrible placement, you're probably going to struggle much more than somebody that plays the actual lanes. Or if I'm somebody that likes to put all my units all the way up front, and this is only if you're not playing on easy, by the way. If you're playing on easy, you can do whatever the hell you want. You're going to beat it, I promise you. But if I'm not playing on easy, and I put all my units up front, and I hop on the phone, yep, hop in a Discord call, yep, pull up YouTube, yep, I promise you, I'm probably going to lose. Not even on easy. Easy is going to be really easy. But on any difficulty other than easy, you'll probably lose if you do that. Unless you have cracked out level 100 mythics. But yeah, that's basically my whole goal with the game. Now, here's the boss that you guys are going to be able to see. You should be spawning in any second now. You guys are going to be able to see the boss. You guys are going to be able to see what I mean by his HP. It shouldn't be super high because I've been mitigating the amount of damage I've been doing by using multi-hits. I've been mitigating how much damage I do, period, just by using a multi-hit or 2 multi-hit units. That way I can lower down my total damage dealt, and the boss is not going to scale as hard. Next run, we're going to be doing another run. See, like 81,000 HP, right? Next run, we're going to be trying to crank that boss to an unbelievable degree. Like, you guys are going to get to see exactly how crazy the boss gets. Now that the boss is out, we're going to go ahead, put down this Madara, upgrade him all the way, and pop, he's dead. Because Madara has 188k attack. So, this is what I mean by playing with the mechanics, playing around the stages, and it being accessible for basically everybody. So now, you gotta keep in mind, this is the hardest difficulty too, right now. You are basically your own person, right? You are in charge of how strong these waves are. So now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do this stage, we're gonna do stage Act 6, we're gonna put on hard, and I wanna show you guys what happens when I crank the boss's HP using the damage dealt formula and generating lots and lots of overkill damage. Needless to say, it's funny. It's very funny, and I don't know if I can win. But it's funny, so we're gonna do it. Yeah. So first off, we're gonna put Kaneki down at first. Kaneki's not gonna stay here. He's just here for now until we get set up money-wise. In fact, I'll put him all the way back here. That way he has time to pretty much shred down this straight line. I might actually upgrade him once too, just to make sure. No, he'll be fine. We do want to put down a second Kaneki though, right here. And then once that Kaneki's up and running, I guess I put him slightly on the track. We're gonna put him right here. So now that Kaneki's up and running, and he's gonna be able to basically shred for me for a little bit, I'm gonna focus on my Nami here. And as I focus on my money unit, it's gonna give me the money I need to go ahead and get ready to full send Madara, who's going to make a boss so fat that I'm probably not gonna be able to kill it because I'm not going to play the game correctly. This is only hard mode, by the way. I wanna make it, I gotta keep driving that point home. Only hard mode is really like this. Easy mode is super easy. Easy mode, the boss is scaled so low that even if you do a bajillion damage, the boss isn't going to come out to match your DPS. It's not possible. But on hard mode, I tried my best to make sure the game's actually a challenge for you guys, because I know you guys are really good at tower defenses. So I wanted to make sure that the game was really, really difficult for you guys. So, well, not really difficult, but somewhat of a challenge. Makes you think about your placement, use your units correctly, so you can't just slap stuff on the field and actually win. I wanted to make sure that you guys actually have to use your brains a little bit. Usar tu cabeza, as my papi used to say. So, it definitely does take a little bit of thinking. So now that we've got this going, we're going to go ahead and place down Madara, and we're going to get ready to remove... we want to get this next upgrade first. We're going to go ahead and get ready to... No, we're going to keep him there because Madara is going to absolutely nuke them. And as long as I don't upgrade Kaneki, he's going to shred the shields without actually killing them, which is kind of the whole goal here. I kind of want him to shred the shields. I don't want him to kill him. I want Madara with his big single hits to absolutely do a lot of the work here. A lot of the leg work, a lot of the heavy lifting. So we're going to do this. We're going to upgrade you one more time. And now we're going to focus on Madara. So, we'll have basically, what is this, 4 waves of just one fat attack stat punching them really, really, really hard. Yeah, you guys can see Madara's tick damage from his attack because he does inflict burn on them. So whenever that shield goes away, he does do ticks, and those ticks alone are more damaging than Kaneki because Madara has Monarch. And Monarch is very funny. Monarch is really, really, really good, but you have to play around it. It's not like unique. It's not like a I get this, I win the game type thing. You do have to definitely play around it. So, we are about to get through this next wave, and that's going to let me basically upgrade this and then showcase to you guys what a big bonk stick looks like. So, we're going to bonk here. We're going to make sure we have this going. I think Kaneki doesn't kill anymore. Yeah, no, Madara is just going to absolutely just bop him. So, this is what we're waiting for, is this upgrade right here. Once we get this upgrade, yeah. Madara is going to start hitting like a truck. Well, he already is. He's going to hit like a truck even harder now. You guys can see the amount of damage Madara is able to push out. It's really, really silly. Madara has crazy, crazy damage. So yeah, we're going to make sure to keep that and go from there. Like I said, the amount of HP these bosses are going to have is going to be mind-blowing for a lot of you guys. Especially for just being a regular story mode, because keep in mind the last boss was only 81k. So whenever you put everything in perspective with the last boss only being 81k, you'll get to see what I mean. So we're still waiting on money here. But yeah, Damn, I'm starting to feel like the yap god. I've been able to yap through like a solid, what, 20 minutes of this? I know a lot of people are going to be mad, like, why didn't you just skip? I'm going to be real, I suck at editing. So here, you can see now he's doing 90k, and it's just going to be one big bop of 90k. So he's going to generate a ton of damage extremely quickly. And this is why we're going to lose the match, because we put a unit that has a very, you can see he did 600k there. Because we put a unit that has a very big bonk stick all the way up front, and he's going to one-shot everything. And you're like, wow, Valk, he's one-shotting everything. He's so good. No, I'm in trouble. I am in danger right now. Because, like I said, you have to understand the mechanics of the game at the base value to be able to actually do the difficult content, and you have to use different units for what they are. For example, you can see he sucks versus shields, right? Which is why Kaneki's here. Kin Kaneki, the absolute shield monster that he is so damn good at just ripping shields apart. It's super, 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 super nice. I like it a lot. It makes it, it's a lot, I'm gonna be real, Kin's a lot of people's favorite units because they don't like dealing with shields. But you do need a shield breaker in this game because the shields have so much value. They're 15 on the shielders, 10 on the exploders, or on the exploders. So you do want a shield breaker in your game. The two best ones in my opinion are either Kaneki, who's a mythic, or Vegeta, who's a rare. Yeah, a rare is a really good unit in this game. Just like you see me, I have Alligator right here, which I'm actively going to use the frame that we get this last upgrade. I can already sell Nami for 4.5k if I wanted to, but I want to keep her for one more wave. And you guys are going to get to see the absolute madness that is this next, that is going to be these bosses. Like, this game is very, very, very brutal with the scaling if you don't play with it right. Like, a good example is look at the enemy's HP. It's 6k, right? 6k HP, 6.5k HP. And the bosses is going to be way, way, way more than that because the overkill damage. You can see he's at 9 mil damage dealt. This is about to be silly. Basically, how much HP does he have? Goldo, where'd your clothes go? 500k HP. Yeah. So basically, what the reason everything's like this, there's a very specific reason that it's like this, is basically in tower defenses. Whenever you get set up early, you normally just win the stage outright, right? That's normally what happens. And I really didn't like that because I'd like to see, like, I like this limit test and stress test my units to see how strong they can be. And Madara is such a monster, dude. He's still killing them through this, Jesus. I like to limit test and stress test my units to see exactly how strong they can be, right? And basically with Madara, or not Madara, with this boss scaling, or with other tower defenses, they are very easy or very hard early on. In the early ways, they're very, very hard, and you have to like really struggle to go ahead and get your stuff set up. But once you get your money going, once you get everything going, you're good. You won. You basically won, right? This game, I wanted to make sure to try and take a different approach to it because I wanted to make absolutely sure that there was challenge to the player. So you can see the very last boss here spawning in at 600k, and then Madara just absolutely ripping it apart because he reached his final upgrade on this like last one, and he's gonna do enough damage on ticks to get it. Oh, he's not. Uh-oh, I could be in trouble. Nah, we're good. We're gonna do this. Yeah, okay, there we go. And you can see the bosses scale up crazy amounts. And it's going to make it so it's going to be a challenge for the average player whenever they get towards the end. Of course, this was a very exaggerated showing of showing you guys, but there's ways you can mitigate this, the ways you can manage this are you can just troll and throw everything up front and just watch your friends scream in terror as there's a 1 million HP boss running down the way because you got some crazy units or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, this is the advanced mechanics of the game. I wanted to make sure to show this to you guys because to me this is like really cool. I'm like a big nerd over this stuff. I love this stuff. I think this shit is dope, to put it basically. I think this shit's really cool. I'm a big nerd over numbers and stuff like this, and I love shit like this that promotes like thinking and like how can I manipulate this boss's HP to be at this. I'm a big fan of this. I'm a massive fan of this formula. I love this a lot. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.